Donald Trump's going to do everything to try to steal this election. He was unhinged the other night. That was 25th Amendment stuff. He was unhinged.
This time, I asked AI to actually calculate the odds of Gavin Christopher Newsom winning the 2028 election. For starters, Gavin Christopher Newsom is an American politician and a businessman serving as the governor of California since 2019 and is a member of the Democratic Party. He served as the lieutenant governor of California from 2011 to 2019 and as the mayor of San Francisco from 2004 to 2011. Now, he is contesting amongst other candidates. But now, today, I want us to do this experiment by asking different AIs to calculate the odds of this man actually winning the 2028 election. And of course, I am going to start with ChatGPT. ChatGPT. So the interface of ChatGPT is right here. Now I'm going to write my prompt to the AI. So I'm going to say, be honest, be clear, straightforward, no bluff, no links, and please research very well and gather detailed information before responding. Okay. No sugar coating. Okay, no sugar coating. So I'm going to ask this question: what are the odds of Gavin Newsom winning the election in 2028? So now that is the prompt that I fed into ChatGPT. Now we're going to look at the responses. We're going to look at the response. So I'm going to hit search now, and we should be able to get the responses. So the thing is, Chat is searching now, and we should be able to get the responses. So I'm going to read to you what actually AI thinks. As of July 2026, Gavin Newsom is one of the strongest Democratic contenders for 2028, but I would not call him the favorite to become president. But I would not call him the favorite to become president. If I had to assign responsibilities today, probabilities today rather, winning the Democratic nomination would be 20 to 35%. Winning the presidency would be 10 to 20%. Those aren't predictions. They are estimates based on the current political landscape, historical patterns, polling, prediction markets, and structural advantages and disadvantages. No one can credibly claim better decision this far from the election. Here is why. The good news for Newsom: he is already nationally known. Most governors spend years introducing themselves to America. Newsom doesn't have that problem. He has become one of the Democrats' most visible forces against Trump, appears frequently on national media, launched a podcast, written a memoir, and has been actively building a national political profile. Very few Democrats have comparable name recognition, and that really matters. Reason number 2, he is an exceptional campaign communicator. Even many Republicans acknowledge this. He debates very well. His comfortable, he raises money extremely well, he is aggressive rather than defensive. If Democrats actually nominate him, he will probably be one of the strongest communicators since Obama. Now, we're going to look at reason number 3. According to ChatGPT, he has an enormous donor network. California has arguably the richest democratic fundraising networks in America. There is Hollywood, there is Silicon Valley, there is labor unions, there are large democratic donors. That gives him a major organizational advantage because the first vote before actually the first vote is cast. And reason number 4, there is no clear democratic leader. Unlike in 2016 or 2020, there isn't an obvious nominee. The fields include figures such as Kamala Harris, Gavin Newsom, Josh Shapiro, Gretchen Whitmer, Andy Beshear, JP Prisaka, Pete Buttigieg, Alexandria Ocasio, and many others. Axios recently ranked Harris first and Newsom third among Democratic prospects, while some polling and prediction markets have Newsom near the top field. So that means that the nomination is genuinely open. And now we're looking at the good news. And now let's look at the bad news. And this is where many analysts become overly optimistic. California is a political liability nationally. So this is probably Newsom's biggest weakness. Whether it is fair or unfair, many Americans associate California with homelessness, high taxes, expensive housing, crime, high gas rate, heavy regulation, and so many others. And now we have another bad side. The Democrats have a California problem in quotes. So presidential elections are won in many places like Michigan, like Pennsylvania, like Wisconsin, or like Arizona, Georgia, Nevada, North San Francisco. Yeah, many swing state voters view California politics as too aggressive. So Newsom would have to convince Midwestern moderates that he is not simply exporting California nationally, and that is very, very difficult. But then the question is, can Gavin Newsom actually win the Democratic nomination? Yes, absolutely yes. And I think people underestimate him. First of all, we have to acknowledge that he is smart, he is disciplined, he is ambitious, and he clearly wants the job. So if the Democratic primary were held today he would be among the leading contenders rather than a long shot. So polling and prediction markets generally place him near the front, though not as an overwhelming favorite. So can he beat a Republican? Of course, that is a question for another day. So the assessment is that if I had to rank the Democratic field today, I would put Newsom in the top tier, not because I think he will definitely win, but because he actually combines the national recognition, fundraising strengths, and the political skill. So my estimates today would be the chance of him becoming the Democratic nominee is about 20 to 35%, whereas the chance of him actually winning the presidency is about 10 to 20%. So those odds could actually shift drastically over the next 2 years, and a strong debate season, a major political scandal, economical changes, or a breakdown rival could move them far from any polling station. So the 2028 race is still at an unusually early stage, so anyone claiming certainty is overstating what the evidence actually supports. Now this is the argument according to ChatGPT. So now this has been ChatGPT. Now we need to put the same prompt into Claude to see what Claude thinks of Gavin Newsom becoming or winning the presidency for 2028. So guys, now this is a Claude and we are using the same prompt. Be honest, be clear, straightforward, no bluff, no links, and please research very well and gather detailed information before responding, no sugarcoating. What are the odds of Gavin Newsom winning the 2028 election? So I'm going to hit enter inside Claude and we should be able to see what Claude is gonna produce right here right now. So it is searching and looking for what it takes, and in a few minutes or seconds we should be having information from ChatGPT. So here is what the numbers actually say as of July 2026. No sugarcoating, no bluffing. He hasn't even declared. Come on. So Newsom has said he's not thinking about running, but it is the path I could see unfold, and has repeatedly said he will decide after November 2026 midterm. So everything below is speculative pricing on a candidate who isn't officially in the race. So the Democratic nomination odds. So Newsom is currently the front right now for the Democratic nomination, sitting around 12 to 24 depending on the platform. Karshi has him at roughly 18 to 24% as of July 2026, and other trackers put him closer to 12%. So he is consistently ahead of OAC 9 to 16%. Buttigieg at 12%, Shapiro at 8%, and Kamala Harris at 7%. Polling among Democratic primary voters, Emerson College, also shows him actually leading 36% to Buttigieg's 16% as of December 2025. But what are the odds over winning the actual presidency in 2028? This is the number you really asked about. Yes, it is true. I want that answer. I want that response. So it is meaningfully lower than his nomination odds. For obvious reason, he would first have to win the primary, then the general. So the prediction markets currently have him third overall behind JD Vance, and Marco Rubio second with 14 to 20%. So his probability of winning the president's outright is roughly around 14 to 17% across major markets. And if we can look back at ChatGPT, the probability of winning the presidency was 10 to 20%, while for Claude the probability is 14 to 70%. But according to Claude, the context really matters, because we are getting these predictions from the betting markets actually, because first of all, these are betting market prices, not scientific forecasts. So more than 2 years out from the election, they reflect name recognition, media buzz, blah 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 blah. So Newsom is a term limited as a California governor, so he's free to run. That removes one obstacle over other candidates. Yes, it is what it is. And the bottom line is that right now he is the most highly likely Democrat to win the nomination, but has roughly 1 in 6 to 1 in 7 shot at actually winning the presidency in prediction market terms. Yes, so it is what it is. That is according to according to Claude AI. But what does Grok actually think? Grok is owned by Elon Musk. I want to know what Grok actually says about this. So I'm going now to take you to Grok. We put the same prompt and see what the output will be. So I am already right here inside Grok, and let's see what Grok is able to say right here right now. So what I'm gonna do, I am going to paste the same prompt into Grok. Guys, I've already pasted it, and see what it is gonna bring. Okay, now it is thinking, doing. So let's, and for Grok I am just going to focus on the percentages, because I want to compare the three and see which one actually is good, or I want to see the consistency in the percentages. So according to Grok, the percentage is very low overall, realistically under 10, 20 to 25% at best right now, and likely closer to 10 to 15 or less for actually winning the presidency. So now let's look at the bottom line for Grok. So Newsroom has a decent but not dominant shot at the nomination, say around 15 to 25%. Guys, you don't have to worry about how I pronounce these names. You just have to focus on the context. But yeah, so the odds of Newsom actually winning the presidency are meaningfully lower because he is a flawed general election candidate in a tough map for Democrats. So we can expect something around 10 to 20% at peak if he clears the primary, if he wins the primary. Right now it is lower. This is not impossible in politics, but the fundamentals are actually against him. That is according to Grok